Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. It's the FPL Pundit here, and in this video we are going to be looking at the game week preview ahead of game week 9. So the transfer deadline is actually today, if you don't know. So if you have any changes to make to your team, you need to do that before 6 p.m. or I think 7 p.m. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. But before that, if you're new to my channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on the post notification icon so that anytime I post a new video, you are going to be aware. So let's jump straight into the video, guys. Okay, yeah, first let's quickly look at what has been happening ahead of game week 9 so far. So we see that the top transfers ahead of the game week is Jamie Vardy, Townsend, Chilwell, Salah and Azpilicueta, and we see that the most transferred out player currently is number 1 is Lukaku, followed by Ronaldo, Alonso, Diogo Jota and Paul Pogba. So now, why are people transferring out these players, most especially Lukaku and Ronaldo? We saw that Lukaku got injured in the game against Malmo during the Champions League earlier this week on Wednesday, and I think before that particular match I already made my transfers before that match. I've even done my top captaincy picks video ahead of game week 9 where I mentioned Lukaku to be the top captain. But now that if you've watched that video and you have Lukaku, and now that Lukaku is injured, you can just put the captaincy on someone else. But that's not the only thing that is going to be happening now. I kind of have a problem with my team. I had 2 free transfers and I've used both transfers already, and I have Lukaku in my team and now he's injured. We don't have any news yet on, so far we don't have any news yet on Lukaku. Is on return date is still unknown, and I don't exactly know what to do. I don't know whether I should just keep him on my bench to the following game week, or just take points hits to sign Lukaku. Before that, let's just quickly look at how my team is going to be lined up ahead of game week 9. So this is my team ahead of game week 9. Alonso, Azpilicueta, Livramento, Son, Salah, Townsend, Gallagher, Antonio, Lukaku and Jimenez. So the very first thing now is that Lukaku is going to be getting out of this squad because he's not going to be available, and I've been thinking of possible replacements for Lukaku, but as it seems, even Werner, who could have replaced Lukaku, is currently injured and will not feature in tomorrow's match against Norwich. But it's actually very disappointing for me, and it's very disappointing for Chelsea and many managers who have been looking up to Chelsea because of their fixtures ahead. Now, the only player that I think can fill up this position is Havertz. Havertz has played in that false 9 position before, and we saw that in the Champions League game during the week where Chelsea won 4-0, he played that position to scoring just 1 goal. And now, even if I'm going to try to bring Havertz to this team, it might not be possible because I would have to do away with either Son or Salah to sign him, except I'm going to be taking more than 2 transfers to bring Havertz. But I really don't want to do that because I've tried to take out Townsend of the team. I've tried to check if I could bring in take out Gallagher and bring in Havertz, but the cash I have in the bank is not enough. I have just 1.4, and if I take out either Townsend or Gallagher, it will only amount to about 7 million. And Havertz, I think, is cost around 8.1 million. I don't exactly know what I'm going to be doing with Havertz. Now that the fact that the first match of the game week is today, Friday, later this night, Arsenal and Wolves. Okay, so Arsenal is going to be playing against Aston Villa. Now, I'm kind of really confused on what to exactly do with Lukaku. I was thinking of waiting till Saturday till we get news about Chelsea's squad, who is injured, when they're going to be available, when they're going to return. But now that this has happened, I'm just forced into making a very quick decision. Now, the question is, am I going to be keeping Lukaku in my team on the bench and wait for the next game week to make a transfer? Or I would take him out of my squad now and sign a better player, or should I say a player that is quite equivalent to Lukaku, and lose 4 points. Currently, we see that overall in the leagues, I'm about 1.3 million, and I've tried as much as possible not to take points. It is very bad for Fantasy Premier League managers. Actually, I would really advise anyone to try as much as possible to avoid taking points. Except when you are just pushed to the core. This game week, I think I want to captain Townsend. Townsend is the differential captain I chose during my top captaincy picks video, where I talked about Townsend having a good fixture and how he has been performing and how likely he might do in the coming game week. So for now, Townsend is still going to be my captain. Now I'm still really, like I said earlier, I'm confused between having to keep Lukaku in the squad or taking out Lukaku. Let me know what you think about my squad in the comment section below. Should I take out Lukaku or I should keep him ahead and use and transfer him out after the game week starts? Now the possible options for me for replacement for Lukaku are currently Vardy and Harry Kane. I checked the funds I have. If I take out Lukaku, I'm able to sign Harry Kane. Now there's a reason why I actually don't want to sign Vardy, despite the fact that he's the most transferred in player currently, because he's somehow gotten to this peak where he's the most high valued fantasy Premier League striker according to points so far this season, scoring about 51 points, I think. So he's currently the highest, and we can, this is when it's just about the jinx. It's just about the jinx. When everybody goes to sign a particular player, then you just see blanks for the coming game week. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. There's just something about it in Fantasy Premier League that things always turn out that way. So like I said, please let me know what you think. What do you think I should do in the comment section below? Okay, so let's move on to the other players in the squad and let's talk about what I think they could do in the coming game week. So now the first player, we have Guaita on the goal post, and I think I'm going to be replacing him with Raya. Guaita is playing against Newcastle United, and they've just changed their coach. They sacked the coach and they will be having an interim coach for the game week. Now we could see this could actually ginger these players to try to give out their best performances. They are no longer under the old coach. We could see Newcastle try as much as possible to score against Crystal Palace. So that is why I'm taking out I have two Brentford players on my bench. Pinnock is not going to start for me this game week, so it's just there for the meantime until I find a replacement for Lukaku. So that's why I'm taking off Pinnock. Pinnock was on my bench and Raya, and I've had that issue before where I benched both players and so one of them turned out a good performance. So this time around I'll be starting Raya in my goal post, and Guaita is going to sit this one out. So moving on, I think Brentford they've been really solid so far this season. Chelsea was able to score just one goal against them, and that means their defense is quite good. So we could see them, have similar performance against Leicester City and denying Leicester City of scoring any goal at all. So moving on, we have Alonso and Azpilicueta having the same fixture, playing against Norwich in Stamford Bridge. This is going to be an easy ride for Chelsea, I think, irrespective of the absence of Werner and Lukaku. So there are other goal scorers in the squad. Hopefully Alonso plays in this particular match. I'm just really hopeful that Alonso plays and not sit on the bench this time around. And okay, so clean sheet for both players if they play. And Livramento also is playing against Burnley. Southampton is a good fixture for them. They're playing at home. Maybe clean sheet, maybe not, but I'm not really expecting anything from Livramento. It's just 4.3 million. So Pinnock, I'm not starting Pinnock this match. I've chosen to start Raya instead. So moving on, we have Son, Salah, and Townsend and Gallagher in the midfield. So as for Son, definitely Son has scored in almost every match this game week. We see that he scored against Newcastle, didn't score against Aston Villa, but rather got 2 assists. He scored against Arsenal, didn't score against Chelsea, didn't score against Crystal Palace. Those were the matches that they lost, and they're going to be playing against West Ham United, and it seems as though Tottenham has gotten their rhythm back in the Premier League. So we could see this match end in a draw, but it seems like it's going to be a high-scoring match. That's what I predict for this particular match. It's going to be a high-scoring match. West Ham against Spurs. We could even see the likes of Antonio getting back on the scoring sheet. But let's just look forward and see how it goes. So moving on to Salah. Salah is going to play against Manchester United. Salah currently is fixture-proof. Irrespective of anybody is going to be facing, Salah always scores, and he has scored in every single match this season except from one of the matches where he had assist instead. Okay, that's it for Salah. I also tip Salah to get double figures this game week currently. As you see that Manchester United have been quite inconsistent, and they are probably having a problem with whatever they have in. I don't know. Ole just needs to get out of that team. He's too small of a manager to manage the big Manchester United. They should just do away with Ole and get a better coach as soon as possible. Else, they are going to get piped by Liverpool, even in that Old Trafford. So Salah to get double figures this game week, all checking. Now moving on to Townsend, they are going to be playing against Watford, and we see that Townsend didn't score in the last game week, but He has had a very good performance in the game weeks, in the few game weeks so far. Also been one of the highest scoring in terms of bonus points. So for that alone is one good reason why I'm going to be captaining Townsend. And we see that he's also the set piece taker currently in the absence of Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison for Everton. So Townsend is going to be my captain. I hope. Okay, it's my call. I won't just say I hope I made the right decision. I feel this is the right decision for me, so that I'm going to be captaining Townsend. This means that I'm going against a lot of managers who most likely are going to be captaining Salah. And now that Lukaku is absent, we'll see others captain the likes of Harry Kane if they have Harry Kane. And that's just going to be it for Townsend. Townsend might get double figures, might not get double figures, but I'm expecting him to, at least get a goal against whoever is going to be playing. And if he's able to get a goal, we could even see him get 3 bonus points, which could amount in a double figure ahead of the game week. So moving on to Gallagher, well, since I bought him, he hasn't really done anything, and we see that the last time he actually got a goal was in game week 3 where he got 2 goals. So since game week 3, from game week 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up to date, Gallagher has blank. Hopefully he's able to get back on the scoring sheet or assisting in game week 9. Gallagher, I'm not expecting double figures from him. At least 4 points from Gallagher, maybe. So moving on, we have Antonio and Jimenez currently in my strike force. Antonio too has blanked in the last few game weeks, blanking against Everton, blanking against Brentford. Was able to get goals against Leeds, blanked against Manchester United, blanked against Southampton, and that's been quite some inconsistency there. But we see that would see them that he could get a goal or even get double figures against the likes of Spurs. It's going to be a very difficult match for both sides, West Ham against Spurs, and I feel like that match is going to end in a lot of goals. So Antonio, I'm expecting double figures from Antonio, hopefully. And I don't have Benrahma again in my squad. Benrahma is out of my squad. It was one I took out to sign Townsend. So moving on, we have Jimenez. Jimenez blanked in the last game week, but got to assist in the previous game week before the last one. So he was able to also get a goal against Southampton, and before that he has blanked in every single game week. So like I said some time ago, Jimenez is a player you have to be patient with if you have him. But it's not necessarily, if you feel like you don't want him in the squad, there are better players out there you can sign. So Jimenez, I'm not expecting double figures from Jimenez, but he should be able to at least get a goal. They're going to be playing against Leeds away, and Leeds right now have been quite inconsistent, yes, and we see that they've been trying to reduce the amount of goals they concede per match. So this would be a difficult fixture for Wolves, and hopefully they are able to put this one through. But if you look at the last match that Wolves played, despite the fact that Jimenez blanked, we saw that Wolves had this fighting spirit and were able to come back against their opponents. Who did they exactly play? Let me quickly check. Okay, so they played against Aston Villa and came back 2-0 down to come back to win the match. So if they take that same spirit to face Leeds, we could see them even, maybe not necessarily win the match, but we could see them pour out goals in this particular match. So on my bench we have Guaita, Lukaku, Brown, Tsimikas, and I would have actually made a decision about taking out Lukaku and signing Kane now. But like I said, I want you guys' opinion. I want you guys to direct me and guide me on what to do with Lukaku. Should I take Lukaku out now and lose 4 points, or save 4 points and take Lukaku out after the game week starts? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I think okay, let's quickly move on to my predictions for the games in game week 9. So Arsenal is going to be facing Aston Villa this night, Friday night, and it's going to be a difficult one for Arsenal, yes, and I don't exactly want to think that Aston Villa is going to lose this match after what happened against Wolves. So they will come back with a lot of anger and try to get at least a point against Arsenal. They're not going to beat Arsenal, and I don't think Arsenal will be able to come out of this one with a win. So for me, I think it's going to end up in a draw. So now on Saturday, the first match is Chelsea against Norwich. It's a straight ride for Chelsea. Chelsea is definitely winning this match irrespective of the strikers that are absent. So Leicester and Crystal Palace and Newcastle would not see this one through. I don't think Newcastle will be able to see this one through with a win. Crystal Palace for me is going to win this match. And Everton against Watford. Everton would beat Watford in this match for me. That's my prediction. And although it's going to be difficult to know, they have good players, very good players like the likes of Sarr, and it might not end in a one new win for Everton, but both teams will actually score. I feel like both teams will score, but Everton will come out of this one successful with a win. So Leeds against Wolves United. Honestly, I think this one will go through with a draw. And moving on to Southampton Burnley. Well, yeah, Southampton Burnley could end up in a draw, or we could see Southampton coming out of this one with a win. But most likely it could end up in a goalless draw, as both teams are, as Southampton has been very, very solid defensively, and we'll see that Burnley also will try to manage to get something out of this match. So goalless draw for me is my prediction against Southampton Burnley. Moving on, we have Brighton and Manchester City. Manchester City currently right now are very, very good, and I would have even considered taking a player from Manchester City to replace Lukaku, but if you look at it, they currently don't have any striker. Gabriel Jesus is not even playing as a centre forward. Ferran Torres is just inconsistent, is out. I don't know what Guardiola is even doing with that guy. So Brighton, Man City, I would say Man City will come out of this one with a win, but they are playing away against Brighton, and Brighton is not just one, they're not just a naive side. We see that over the years they've been consistent in the Premier League. At least they've been able to maintain, Premier League position, not relegating back to where they came from. And this season also today, we see that they've been significant improvements from Brighton. So this particular match could end in a draw for Brighton. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen in this match. It's going to end up in a draw. So on Sunday, we have Brentford against Leicester City, West Ham against Spurs, Manchester United against Liverpool, which is the biggest match for the game week. So Brentford against Leicester City. Honestly, I don't see Leicester City coming out of this one with a win. So I would see Brentford actually coming out of the win against Leicester City, yes, or at most, at least, at minimum, a draw. But Brentford is not going to lose this particular match. West Ham United Spurs is going to be a high-scoring match. The match could go either way, honestly, and it could even end up in a draw. But I think my prediction for this match is just, a high-scoring match. Probably, okay. Honestly, I'm thinking of a draw though. But it could just end up with West Ham winning or Spurs winning. But it's going to be a high-scoring match. So that's what I just think is going to come out of West Ham against Spurs. So Manchester United against Liverpool. Now it's going to be a very difficult match. It's also going to be high scoring. Maybe not too many goals, but we'll see Man U putting a goal against Liverpool. I doubt that Liverpool will be able to keep a clean sheet against Manchester United in this match. And I also think that Ronaldo will be one of the best performers in this particular match, trying to revive himself in the Premier League. But irrespective of that, I see this one going through to Liverpool with a win. Liverpool would come out of a win with this one. They are facing an inconsistent Manchester United, and they are currently in the form of their life. They are currently in very good form. Even if Chelsea is still the leader in the table, I still feel that Liverpool has a better form than Chelsea currently. Just my feeling, looking at how they've been playing and how they've been scoring. They scored more goals than Chelsea so far this season. So we could see Liverpool come out of this one with a big win. Okay, so that'll be all for my predictions against for the game week. So the points I'm hoping I'll get this game week. Like I said, every game week I'm always aiming for at least 70 points. Although I've not been able to achieve that for quite some time now, and with the absence of Lukaku, I'm quite doubtful about making up to 70 points. But irrespective of that, I think I should be able to make up to 60 points if Townsend pops some goals in the net for me this game week. So that'll be all for it now. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, please let me know in the comment section what you think about my team. What should I do with Lukaku? Should I take him out right now and take 4 points each, or I should just wait for the next game week and sign another player without having to take 4 points each? Thank you guys for watching my video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.